So I thought I'd go unscripted and to keep the dialogue about all of this behavioral therapy. People say, you need to go see a counselor. You know how many times I've gone to see counselors only to have my stuff aired out by the counselor in a novel, in a film or movie? So why am I going to speak with people at CAMH who cannot keep confidentiality in check at all? So instead of letting them go running off with my life story, let me feed it to you directly. So this is my platform, a YouTube channel by a disgruntled woman who has had a lot of shitty cards dealt to her in her lifetime. Ever since I've been young, I've faced a lot of criticism, a lot of judgment, a lot of schoolyard bullying, taunting, heckling, you name it, I've experienced it. Even being somebody that wanted to go into performing arts, putting myself out there in public, putting myself on a stage to start to see how I would do performing my own creative content not as a DJ, but as an artist separate from a DJ platform. And I did a little bit of it, but out of sight or sound of most people. And when I got a chance in the past to do some music therapy for myself, that's what I did. It came out through the DJ sets, through the poems that I used, the prose that I made fit into some of the digital sounds that I was creating when I was using DJ OJ Cree as a platform, if you should say so. And it's really really made shit hit the fan for me, because people really started to show their true colors when it came to me, to the point where this is literally all I see every day in, day out, 365 days a year. And if it's not some harassment by some dirty local cop or a neighbor trying to frame me with their dirty cops and Johns, then I really, really, really don't see real people. I see a lot of fake people. I see a lot of bigot. I see a lot of overly aggressive men wanting to control and put rules over me after I made the decision to leave something that I realized is just not meant for me. Maybe I'm not meant to be somebody's wife. And that's pretty fine with me, because lately, when I know that this fucker has gone off and had, a romance on a TV set and then got paid for it and still hanging out with the cunt, why not have fun on my own? And fun does not mean that I have to have the same kind of lifestyle that they chose to live. I can do healthier things. I can decide to go for a big 25K walk for a day on next to nothing, because they decided that it would be funny to leave me with nothing. But the joke's on them, you see, because now I don't have to worry about owing anybody any money. They owe me money. And I don't have to worry about being under anyone's dictatorship. And I have the peace of mind to know where I'm going to be in the morning and where I'm going to be at night. I don't have to sit here and be scolded for being a grown woman and making grown woman decisions with my life. And something as simple as clothing choices, like this is a dress that I got from a church donation bin. And it's wet because I was bathing Buster. He was all furry. So, I was never one to be a small person, but I've always been one to be active and to always do things to keep myself moving. Even way, way, way back when I was small, I used to follow TVO's yoga instructor. I don't know if you remember this TV production, but on TVO, I think it was on like a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday, they would have a female that would do outdoor yoga. And she would do different things. I remember one time she was doing one against a big boulder and was doing one of the yoga poses, and I would follow along and use my wall instead of a rock outside. And then, my mom ended up grabbing Cher's fitness tape, and that opened up a whole world of aerobics. And then it was early 80s and 90s, and aerobic was the big thing, sweating with the oldies, with Gene Simmons and stuff like that. Or, my grandmother had a record with Jane Fonda's workout on a vinyl record that you can follow along and work out with. So this is the stuff that I have from when I was young, and some of the things that I kept from my family that were good influences from my mom. And this is the things that I've adopted into my everyday life, and I've never stopped. And I need to say these things because it's just absurd that people don't think I wouldn't notice painful pain in my abdomen. Like, why would I not wake up and not notice when I'm showering and I'm using soaps and ointments and lotions on my body that certain areas of my stomach start to hurt? And this is something that I need to make clear to people who decide to sabotage a female who does do her own work and does pay attention to her own health, who is not a druggie. I know my body so well that I can even feel when I'm about to be in my menses every month, and when I'm not. I can feel when there is imbalance in my body, and to the point where I can almost predict what my glucose monitor is going to read. As a type 2 diabetic, keeping my weight down is a big thing and something I took seriously. And I've taken supplements, a lot of health supplements over the years from knowledgeable people who told me these work for people who have diabetes. And I've taken CLA. And that stuff, and the chromium, I've learned about the chromium deficiencies. I've learned about putting fiber in my diets, about keeping the sugar contents low in my foods. I've been practicing all of these things, and I have a slew of certificates to show, and course codes and course descriptions to show that I do have these foundational key knowledges about health and wellness and choosing a healthy lifestyle, and how some of these things that have been done to me, the violation that I have experienced since going to York University, have really, really, really opened my eyes to the fact that somebody is deliberately ruining my body. And I can feel it whenever they put the needles in my stomach. And I'm going to show there is an incision inside my navel area. And you won't see it, but I can sure fucking feel it. It stings. And when I'm walking around outside, you guys won't see the pain on my face. But there's pain there. Because sometimes I want to keel over like this because this is so fucking heavy. I'm not supposed to have all of this on my stomach. They're trying to make me look like I'm pregnant and trying to fool the public and saying that I'm pregnant. This is not pregnancy. Look, where's the fucking infant? Where's the baby? That's not pregnancy. That's somebody deliberately injecting stuff that shouldn't even fucking be in my stomach. And if I don't put these sorts of things out, people don't hear me. People don't get to see what happens to women who choose to live independently, who choose to live by themselves, who choose to run their own life using the skills that they've earnestly adapted into their life by actually attending courses, going to school, really learning the foundations of what a body needs to build upon to be a healthy body, to have a balanced body. And before I even went into York University, when I found myself in Barrie, I was doing a lot of incline running, long distance running, even biking up steep inclines. If you've ever been to Barrie, Ontario, nothing's ever really flat unless you're around that lake area. Everything goes up and down. And so that was my mode of transportation, walking or biking. I had a bike, or I would take the street city bus because I didn't have a car. I had a 1999 Chevy Malibu. That was my very first and only vehicle that I ever had under my own name. I purchased that in 2006. And it was almost paid off. I only had to pay $2,000 to pay it off completely. And it just, I always find myself in these stupid situations where I end up getting the stuff that I invest in for myself. I find I end up losing these things. Like, I probably still have that car because I looked after it like I am a retired person. It always got its oil changes. It always got fixed up. The tires were always road safe. Everything was good on it. And it's just another thing, and being there in Barrie, losing a car, losing connections to a paternal figure who was supposed to be a parent, losing, my address and becoming someone that lived out of that car. That became my home. And I had a jingle dress like that in there. It was a wardrobe bag, and it had my toddler size pink and red jingle dress in there, along with some other things. It had like a white plume feather and maybe some leggings and some other things in there that go with my regalia, but they're long gone. And I remember being at home, and it's just like, it doesn't matter how much I put into building my own life in an honest way. It seemed like my parents didn't really value my own possessions and the efforts that I went in to keep something up like that for myself. But imagine if I didn't put money into a car, I would have been homeless sooner. And I was homeless, but living in and out of my vehicle from 2008. I'm going to say 2008 because I left an abusive son of a bitch here in Toronto, not too far from where I now live. And he still fucking stalks me to this day. And people really don't believe me that I don't want that person around me at all. And even like my own mom and father are even socializing with this ugly man. And they still tell him where I fucking live. So I had to go into what I should have done a long fucking time ago and actually advertise my whole fucking address and phone number on the internet. So not only can him find me, but other people that really do support me can find me. And if they can see him around here, they can tell him where to fucking go. Because you're not welcomed here. You'll never be welcomed back in my life. If for 3 years you literally hold a knife, a kitchen knife, to my back and kick me down in front of a motel in Sarnia and make me lose every fucking address I've had because you want to steal my card and steal my money every fucking chance you get, ugly motherfucker. You do not come back. And shame on my family, shame on the parent that allowed you to go through I Am a Kind Man program, and shame on Sagate and Nami Rez for allowing you to enter that program. When I knowingly heard your ugly fucking voice down the street, and did what any woman should do. Whenever you know your predator is nearby and an abuser is nearby, make fucking noise. Make so much fucking noise that people cannot fucking ignore you. And that's what I do. As fucking stupid as it may look to everybody else, it keeps motherfuckers like that away from me. And that's why I do that. And I had to do that at York University again. Because he calls Tangerine and blocks my card because he wants to have control over my money. You are an abusive ex-boyfriend, and that's all you were and ever will be. I'm not even going to say that fucking name because everybody that's listening knows exactly who I'm talking about. He's somebody that has gone so far as to find out anybody that has supposed to have been in my life romantically. And he has this weird fucking obsessive psychopathic trait to him where he uses those names and becomes them online behind a profile. And he has even gotten in bed with the TPS service. And even being in that line of work, people still fucking kiss his fucking ass. There's no fucking justice when it comes to domestic abuse, financial abuse from men. Even to this fucking day. And the reason why I wrote 1492 is 2026 by Amber and Cecile Wynn. Because all of the fucking abuse by people who call themselves Eurocentric, westernized motherfuckers still put their hands on people like me and think that it's okay. And that they're never going to be held accountable for the shit they fucking do to people like me. Yes, I'm very fucking angry. And no, I'm not safe to be around if you're somebody that's been in my apartment without my fucking knowledge or permission. You are not safe to be around me. I do acknowledge I have developed post-traumatic stress disorder. And if there's any reason for me to believe that there's something going on that's going to cause my home and my family harm, you will see me flip the fuck out on you. But what I won't do is I won't go and stalk you like that bitch did last October 9th, 2025 in that laundry room where I live. Since October 9th, 2025, I don't use my laundry room. I pack up all my fucking laundry and I go to a laundry mat to do my laundry, because Toronto Community Housing does not adhere to their zero tolerance policy for abuse and harassment of paying status tenants who actually pay their rent on time every fucking month for the past 7 years. And this does have to go up, because this is entertainment. Some people will find this absolutely glorifying to see and hear me in my imperfections. And I want you to feel that. Because when you see that and you feel that, that means I am working my magic on you. Because you cannot seem to pull away from something that you loathe so much that you actually watch me at least 11.5 hours a day. That's how captivating some people's fucking haters are. They will sit and they will hide that they actually watch you 11 hours a day, day in, day out, for the past 6 years since I've moved in to one address. I've been in this city since I was 17 years old. And you're only noticing me now? What does that say about me? Look at the tattoos. Look at the scars. They said that I have HIV. I don't have HIV. If I had HIV, there would be call tracing. They would have public health nurses phone calling everybody that I know, or everyone that I could tell them that I have slept with, to stop the spread if there was a real infection of HIV in my blood. If there really was hepatitis of any kind in my system, the public health nurse would call everybody, including my husband, because they also have his contact. And because he changed his phone number, they probably called some fucking stranger to let them know I might have leukemia. I certainly don't have a chronic infectious disorder from sex, because I always use condoms. You know, you can walk over to Anishinaabe Health Toronto. You can go to Sistering. You can go to any shelter system in the city. You can go to any public health nurse in the city. They'll give you condoms for free. You can get on prophylaxis. It's everywhere. You don't have to be spreading diseases to everybody today. So I am airing out all of my fucking dirty laundry. And do what you will. Cut and splice and make fun of it, make a mockery of it as you want. It's helping somebody else out realizing that people like me get bullied just the same as you. For not looking the right way, for not living the right way, even not smelling like a fucking biker family member. I hate that fucking shit. Like, why the fuck would I go and spend money on nice clothing to go have someone dump their fucking piss in my laundry basket? So when I'm walking around town, other people will smell it and know that I belong to a fucking biker family. Fuck you and your code. Maybe that's something I might have been born into and didn't fucking realize it. Call me fucking naive. Loser. I don't give a shit. But I'm not going to sit here and make people stink up my fucking house because it smells like potpourri or some essential oils, and not like your piss and your dirty fucking dogs. I might live in low-income property, but I'm not going to sit here and allow my whole fucking apartment to look like a fucking trap house. Like, look at my stove. I didn't choose to take that element off of my fucking stove, and I'm posting up there for the whole fucking world to see. And I can only imagine the ideas going through people's minds seeing that on a YouTube channel. But I removed it myself because I got fucking tired of coming here and finding it broken and it not working. After I paid money to replace that whole thing myself, I went to the Home Hardware, bought the fuse for it, re-put the fuse in it myself. Because if I were to wait for housing to do it, they would never fucking do it. They had sent 2 guys over here to stand around and socialize like 2 women. And not actually do any of the fucking repair work they were told to do. You know, told you, I'm not the nice Amber that you used to fucking know. But I got a lever head and I can see what's going around me and I can see what I don't want that's around me. And just because this whole fucking neighbor is on board with all of this bullshit doesn't mean that I need to be. And I'm proud to even walk out there today as many times as you guys fucking literally take shots at me with your stupid pellet guns and your cork guns. I still show up every fucking day. Without a fucking gun or weapon. I'll use my voice and I'll keep talking and I'll keep leaving narratives. And I'll keep journaling and vlogging the fucking shit that I have to deal with that never gets reported. No matter how many times I ask them to investigate what happened to me the summer of 2021. Why was I left here on this futon in a coma for a week and not in a hospital? And not alerting my family and letting them know that I was in a coma for a week. From January 5th, 2023 to January 9th, 2023. But I'm the one that's supposed to be arrested for assaulting an officer, for doing this to them? Saying, arrest this bitch! Arrest this bitch! That's what I was doing to that officer. Arrest her now! Arrest her now! That's what I was doing to those 2 bastards. before they forced themselves into my apartment. There was a video of that ugly, crocheting wearing fat bitch, weighing 300 pounds, twice the size of me, wanting to punch my face in so I block her, and look, I have a fucked up fucking finger that I can barely play any guitar with now. For entertainment purposes only, they use all of that fucking video. Rogers Communications have evidence that they pushed themselves into my apartment. And I was calling them because I was under distress. Because that 300-pound ugly fucking tramp from the fucking laundry room on October 25th, October 9th, 2025 couldn't fucking keep her ugly hands to herself. Where is the justice? When did that make it okay, Toronto? I was somebody that sat on community boards that helped to plan community, that helped to develop policies for places like this so that middle income earners can have affordable housing in the city of Toronto. So that Indigenous people would have more visibility when people landed in the city of Toronto. Those are the conversations I've had with people in city planning. I contribute positively to society only to be beaten down the moment I try to step on stage and sing a fucking tune and dance. Somebody needs to fucking answer to that, and somebody needs to be held accountable. And I will not be silent about you walking around with all of my written work telling everybody that you are the one that wrote it when everybody knows that you didn't. I have a whole list of written work. I have the USB that I found. And it's proof. I wrote all of those fucking prose. They're prose. They're poems that don't fucking have no rhyme or fucking reason. Just thought. Deep thought. And they don't fucking deserve to be in your hands. And they don't belong with Urban Cree Enterprises. I walked away from that shit the moment they gave that program to a fucking bitch that got me fired from my core-funded full-time job in the first place. Call it restructuring, but it was clearly a way for you guys to get rid of me because I was doing all of your fucking work too fucking well, all by myself, while you guys were off doing God knows fucking what. So that's why I picked the name, Joke in a Box. Because people really, really, really take me out to be a joke. So, let it be that. But hopefully the joke's on you. At the end of the day, once people really fucking stop seeing what you're fucking saying about people like me, when it comes to a breakdown of relationships and popularity contests, that's all it is, a big fucking popularity fucking contest. And I don't care to win any fucking popularity contest at all. I never have. If you ever known me, I've always been someone that always did what other people don't fucking do. Even dress different from everyone. I really don't give a shit. And you can slut shame me as much as you want. Cree women from Moose Factory. I've already been there when I was a young youth, walking up there with a skirt that I had, and then going to a dance and then hearing that all the girls in Moose Factory are calling me a slut and then a skank. For wearing a skirt, it's a short that wrapped around the front. It was the trend. I guess you guys don't know trends. So try being a First Nations woman, being slut-shamed by reserve women who don't know fashion for the fucking life of them. And then being harassed by the local fucking German community for not looking like a Win, because I'm not blonde hair, blue-eyed Win. Not looking like a fucking Italian, because definitely I ain't fucking Italian. There's no Italian bone in my fucking body. But you wouldn't know that, would you? Because when I'm out in public and I'm conducting business with you or with people, I treat you guys with respect. I support your businesses. I talk well about what you guys are into, about protecting our community. I advocate to stop things like aggressive mining that we don't need. We don't need uranium mining in Northern Ontario. But you all use cell phones. You guys all use cell phones. You use e-cars. You use e-lighters. You use plastic swag. This must come from something you need to mine with. You need mine cobalt. There's stuff you need to mine to keep using shit like this. And you guys are all using it up. Even some of those freedom fighters there that keep trying to triangulate me from every membership meeting that my community reserve has, and they think that I don't realize that's what they're doing to me. They really do. They keep me out of a room from the rest of the Moose Cree people whenever they meet. So there's a big room, and there's Amber in a room all separate by herself. Don't touch her. You don't want her to touch you, to spread disease or whatever she'll spread to you. You know what I'll spread to them? I'll spread to them independent thought, critical thought, free thinking. Think for yourself. I show them how to research. When I was at the meeting, within a matter of 30 minutes, I was on board. I had a question on board about their mining projects that they had been discussing for some time, and shut that down really fucking fast. Good thing I know how to do research. Thanks, York University. So call this a motivational speech, an airing out, a venting, whatever it is. But I need to get this out there today, and it's all going to get posted without editing. Every fucking F-bomb, S-bomb, B-bomb, S-O-B fucking bomb. You're going to hear it all here. And I'm putting it out there because that's me. That's my personality. It's a fucking shitty situation that I'm in. I'm in a very fucking disgruntled attitude right now. I'm pissed off at the fucking world. Especially at local authority. I'm pissed off at every single one of you wearing a fucking badge. I'm pissed off at every fucking staff member at Anishinaabe Health Toronto. I'm pissed off at every fucking dirty politician in this fucking world. There's a lot of I'm pissed off about. And then you wonder why art comes out like this. It comes from a lot of fucking dark fucking places. Maybe if I had a lot more happier moments to remember and to cling to, you wouldn't be seeing the pissed off, angry fucking Amber you have today. Maybe if I had a chance to earn some money and go on a fucking vacation for a week or so, you wouldn't be seeing a fucking pissed off fucking Amber today. Maybe if I was sitting in the fucking seat holding the position of the CEO that I'm supposed to have, the director position that I'm supposed to have, maybe I wouldn't be fucking bitchy to you and telling you to fuck off. No, I don't want to help you. I'm not going to help you recover money that you've lost because you decided to make my company a non-profit. I've been working for non-profits my whole fucking life. Why would I make an enterprise just to make it a non-profit? I don't fucking think so. That was a for-profit social enterprise, and the people were supposed to make the money first, and whatever was left over, that's what I would walk away from. 5% was what I was asking. But you didn't want me there, you got the other people, so you get nothing. Community, you're stuck with a company that does not believe that you and I want revenue that we can claim as a profit or a dividend from your investments into a company like that. So, something that would have been a special fucking company, that would have put money into artisans' hands, that would have helped to give people who are computer illiterate access to technology, that would help their performing arts make money. Bye.